But I also think the LPL, they wouldn't hate having Shen themselves to protect Uzi, but also just take it away so they don't have Shen, and they can actually, you can make plays bottom side.
So we have to assume now that Xiye, he doesn't want to play Zoe. He gets banned on blue side, he gets banned on red side.
He seems like one of the people who's like, I'd rather play against it and like pick some assassins into it, but even then, high variance.
Yeah, there's still a risk involved there. Maybe it doesn't feel too comfortable on the champion, or they just don't want to first pick it, and they also don't want to then give it over to LMS in the first rotation. Can also be the reason, but I like it. If you don't feel like you want to play the Zoe, ban it.
I think Xiye feels like most people that feel like they can play against a champion. I'll be great, but my teammates will probably die.
Oh yeah, they're going to drag me down.
Yeah. And speaking of dragging them down, the Jace ban coming through here from the LPL themselves. It's like, no, 957, you're not getting it this time.
Yep.
And Mlxg, free up, go to other parts of the map this time.
That's always a problem for you as a team. If you got to ban your own champions to stop your player from using it, it's happened in solo queue when someone hovers the wrong champion and you're like, oh, you tell me you're going to play Heimerdinger? No. BeBe is always bans it when I hover the Heimerdinger. Really? It's pretty rude.
What will be the next ban here for the LPL All-Stars? 9 seconds left for their choice here in Phase 1, and then it's all up to the LMS's final ban. 957 may just get his first pick to keep things from being too tell-all, if you will, and Jin's going to be that ban for the LPL.
So they're probably expecting LMS to ban Ezreal, and then they can first pick the Varus, and they have a super good AD carry matchup.
Oh, I actually think Miss Fortune is also up there.
Oh, that's another good one.
And you can flex her around based on matchup, too.
Two good options for LPL, depending also on the banning, because LMS can just not ban Ezreal and leave all of them open and be like, haha, we're going to get one or two of them, you're only going to get one. Then you almost have to take the MF, because that's the one you can flex into the support role.
Ooh, this is actually super smart.
Yeah.
Because now, if you take
and then it's the Jarvan.
Ezreal, they take Jarvan, right? So I actually think if you're LPL, you may take Jarvan here for Mlxg, and then LMS will probably take Ezreal, but the Miss Fortune is the thing that they could also take and have that double
Meiko.
bottom lane.
Exactly, and as we just highlighted there, like the thing about MF is you can flex her, support and AD carry. You can't really do that with a Varus at the moment. So if you lock that in, you're instantly saying this is my AD carry, and they can still then grab MF plus Jarvan, and you're like, I don't even know what MF is going at the moment. Still though, MF kind of has the same problem some of these other champions without any dashes will have against Jarvan specifically. So I think Karsa should lock that in, and then you can take the preferred AD carry if you want, and in this case, BeBe's Ezreal, pretty spot on.
Use his own skin on that one from Season 2 World Championship? I think so. Ezreal, Jarvan, even though you think that the LPL may have their AD carry here with the MF, still safe to lock in the Ezreal.
Okay.
All right. But that means you might give over Jarvan.
It does. Luckily, you have two champions that can jump out of his ulti with the Ezreal. So Steak right now playing some fancy mind games. I like I like how many things still go into these big and bad phases. Even doing All-Star, there's so many small things like we are fine giving you this champion because we're picking two champions with mobility. And you kind of have to take it because if we get it against your low mobility champions, we're going to beat you with it. And it's kind of tricky now for LPL because you see that Azir that was so good from FoFo last time. And your answer, Xerath, didn't work.
Well, also your thing or your want to leave things up changes from game to game. And we get the MF here already. So things are already starting to take a little bit of a turn. And I mean, it's going to be Mlxg picking up the Jarvan.
It's also All-Stars where the teams are coming together. You're going to want power picks and comfort almost more than anything else. Not so much like, oh, you don't play Zoe. We got to play Zoe, so we don't have to ban it. It's like, it's not the top pro, basically, like competitive level. This is All-Stars where we're going to see things like the pocket pick, the comfort.
We'll beat that LeBlanc. 0 seconds left.
All right.
Auto lock in as it times down. And Xiye is going to bring that LB back to the Rift.
The poke didn't work. Go for something with kill pressure instead. Combine it with the Jarvan ganks, and you have a very strong 2v2 around the mid lane from Xiye and Mlxg. Definitely something we have to look at in-game. Karsa now needs to find his jungler, unless he wants to risk getting two of them banned away.
Could be the Lee Sin or Kha'Zix, but it will be the Lee Sin.
And the Kha'Zix was banned in that first round, the last game, so it would have been a choice this time. They still choose for the playmaking of Lee Sin. I
like it. And I feel like, just like with the last game, the LPL draft to me is screaming much more like early to mid-game, you gotta get ahead, because late game, LMS have drafted 3 champions with so much mobility that, again, it's really hard for Jarvan to lock them down. It's hard for MF to sit with her ulti and actually hit them multiple times because people can jump in and out so easily. So much mobility can be so valuable. And I really want to see LeBlanc and Jarvan together just destroy the mid lane.
Yeah, you want to see that 2-on-2 kind of control the middle part of the maps, especially since FoFo was kind of just boarded up for Karsa, and then he was able to just kind of do his own thing and get a CS advantage. Didn't really have to play a lot of the early game with pressure on it.
We also have to now highlight support-wise, SwordArt might actually not go for a tank support, but instead the Janna. We have already seen it with Ezreal. It's fantastic against Jarvan, obviously. When he engages, you just knock him away. And it's something we have seen during this tournament already. There's still things like Alistar you can play or Braum, but I think Janna actually could make sense here.
Yeah, I feel if I'm the LPL, I may actually ban away another engaged support here like the Alistar. Just because I got rid of the Leona, that definitely signals that I don't want to play against that. Kind of reading off that. I'm surprised by the Shen ban, though. The Shen is the one that I thought LMS may pick up themselves right after the pick, but they may save it for, I guess, last pick top lane as a counter.
Yeah.
The Mlxg is still up now for Ziv if he actually wants to take that to the top side.
Very true. Yeah, the Mlxg was banned last time, and the Alistar ban came through. Like I was saying, probably don't want to have Uzi get engaged on.
Well, they have to decide if they want a last pick support or top lane at the moment. MF is still flexed, so we don't know exactly where she's going to end up. Gnar available in this draft here. There is still quite some picks you can take against him.
Kennen, pick the Kennen.
Yeah, Kennen is one. Camille is another one for 957. He can grab against this Gnar here if he wants to try and shut him down.
Yeah, I feel like the biggest counters are things like Kennen, the Camille, Aurelia. I mean, if you want to be really crazy, you can go with that. But
if you want to be boring, there's Mlxg.
Yeah, or you just play Sion.
That Pantheon.
Yeah, true, very true. But he's scaling that late game because we're looking at mid-game composition for them.
Ooh, very nice. Meiko locking down the Thresh. We're going to get Hook City in on this one. So,
and
Hooks, do they bring it back? Ooh. They do have the AD on the squad already, be the AP of LeBlanc and Annie now, as 957 just did this. Yes.
Yeah, and I believe it was up against a Gnar.
Ooh.
Yep, there
it is.
All right, we get the same thing as we saw yesterday here, where in the laning phase, he was able to apply a bit of pressure before the magic resist came in. After that, he could still try and 1v1, but didn't manage to get a lot of kills for himself. But he's such a threat in fights because the flash tippers, it's always there. It's always a possibility.
Yeah, you're throwing the flash tippers out there. I want to see the Summoner Spellbook, the Unsealed Spellbook come out for the reduced cooldown on the Flash and the Teleport, because the Gnar is going to get Merc Treads, maybe Adaptive Helm, some type of MR item very early. You don't really kill the Gnar, you just try to chunk him out of lane. But the TP on a 3-minute cooldown, the Flash on a 3-minute cooldown, go bottom.
But we see that he likes to favor the damage.
Yeah, exactly. He went for Airy yesterday.
Maybe
didn't want that Spellbook. You know, he just said, I want more damage for myself.
But it's an Annie pick in the first place. I'm not going to knock whatever he takes.
It's a hard knock life as Annie, isn't it? We'll see what she can do and see if Ziv will taste fire in that top lane. FoFo locks in the Azir once again, had an immaculate game on it last time. Controlled the mid lane by almost 100 CS throughout the mid and end part of the game. They're going to be focusing on him, Mlxg's Jarvan, and Xiye LeBlanc, possibly in that mid lane.
I mean, there's so much big potential on the side of LPL right here. You highlighted the LeBlanc right there. There's a Jarvan next to him. There's a Flash Tippers in the top lane. Hook potential from the support. A lot of ways to catch that one guy and then see if you can kill him very fast and use that to win the fight. But a lot of mobility, as we highlighted before on the LMS side. This Ezreal can be so hard to lock down. If we look at the LPL draft, so if BeBe's playing a perfect game, he can carry this entire thing.
Technically speaking, Ezreal's always farming from beside his minions, so double ups aren't the easiest thing to hit. It'll be interesting to see if Uzi can thread those ones through to find BeBe in his farming lane. We're about to be onto the Rift Game 2, as LMS is already up 1 and looking for that win here as the Dream All-Star team.
And I like the fact that LMS decided to save support for last. They're like, we don't actually know what you're going to play down there. Because this MF Thresh can really destroy a Janna very quickly when she's so squishy. Put in the Braum for a little bit more safety, at least, on their side.
Yeah, and with the Guardian alongside the Kleptomancy Ezreal, I want to see what he ends up picking up with that Klepto.
Some wards in the early game, he's like, damn it.
Yeah, you sell those. Yeah, when you get the blue trinket, you can actually sell that. I believe it's the highest gold value item when you back. A lot of what I'll end up doing with Kleptomancy is you just end up with like 6 things in your inventory. And you're like, I go back, just sell them all. And you're like up 400 gold off of just selling stuff.
Very frugal, Zirene.
Oh, yeah.
Very frugal. Nicely played.
I'll spend it, though. I'll spend that.
Are you a futures market user?
No. Because that takes money away from me later, man. I can't do that.
Everybody's already in debt enough, so we don't need it anymore.
Yeah, man. That's why I don't invest in Bitcoin. I can't take that risk.
Xiye with a few friends off on the right side as they set up a little line of scrimmage. I'm looking to see if anybody gets some deep wards. One's already placed on that top side by Raptors, which is kind of allowing for a little bit more pressure here from LMS and Karsa.
Ooh, do they still want to invade in? They call in SwordArt. Good ward by Uzi to spot the potential invade.
Oh,
this could be bad. There's a Thresh in here with a hook ready.
Huzzah!
Flames dead.
Oh, he flayed him back. So they may not want it completely. Uzi turning around for a few shots. Karsa down to 200 HP. Now he gets to 300 off the smite of red buff. SwordArt very low. Play back. The attack comes in. It's going to be first blood for Uzi. Now BeBe's looking for one. Gets the auto attack over. It's a double kill for Uzi to start things off.
But BeBe, that's nice.
Uzi turns it. BeBe and Uzi 400 to 200 over the wall. Mlxg gets cleared out. And that's going to be the heal from FoFo. Now it's Xiye coming in, tries to throw the Q down. The Ziv doesn't enough. Uzi gets a triple kill to start the game. You have to be kidding me.
That's an insane start. Everybody just starts coming in left and right. BeBe's pressing all the things in his inventory. He starts with tier.
Oh my god, that was one of the best level 1s I've ever seen.
All stars!
So many kills.
One more time.
All right, Meiko's like, all right, got the play ready. Actually knocks them away at first, but again, just wants to apply a bit of damage with it. Uzi is currently sitting with full HP, not getting touched on that exhaust, and he's able to deal a ton of damage.
Oh,
love the flash play.
Forward.
Yeah, flash after for the second kill, but it's just going back and forth here. And BeBe, I like this smite from Mlxg. Ends up keeping himself alive a little longer, but BeBe gets a red potion, pops it over here. He's like, okay, just pop everything in the inventory, get the gold. There it is, 80, gets the red potion. It's like, let's try to get Xiye now.
Oh, missed that Q right there. That was an important one.
That probably would have been very close.
Red buff got smited twice.
Level 2 gank now.
Oh, this bottom lane already has a serrated Dirk and a tier. I feel like, you know which one wins? I think it's a serrated Dirk.
Serrated Dirk double up is already
better than crying.
I
don't know about that one.
Well,
serrated Dirk makes you cry.
Oh yeah, especially since it has like a flat damage after you end up killing a minion on your next ability. Like, they're sitting level 1 right now.
Junglers both 1 camp to 2 camps, as Karsa and Mlxg feel like the Scuttle Crab is a little more important at this point. Red buffs to both, and still rotations from the supports and the AD carries. We're getting an extended early game here in the jungle. Laning phase, obsolete so far.
Love the action so far here. 5 kills already.
Super good for the LPL, right? LPL now has more kills in this game than they did in the last one. Better start.
I like
by far.
Things are looking up.
It's actually
you got
accurate.
mixed reactions in here.
You are booed for your facts, sir.
I think it's more the framing of the facts.
I get you. He's hatching that ward right now. It'll soon be a larger ward. No, I'm just kidding. You see the vision there.
Is there a question mark next to Lee Sin's picture? Okay. I see the fog of war. Okay.
Karsa is right outside. He really wants to get in there, but he knows someone is hiding.
I actually did not know that we changed that in Spectator, where if you go fog of war, the person you don't see has a question mark next to them.
They're fighting.
Flag and drag, electrocute coming in with the Jarvan passive. Braum almost taking him down. Meiko trying to hit in the air as Karsa goes back and forth to keep himself safe. And there is so much disruption going around. It'll be interesting just to see how the teams react to this overall.
I am so sad Uzi didn't get a double up right there that smacked into Karsa's face and picked up the 4th kill. Meanwhile, top lane actually, double up. That would have been amazing, by the way, if you use the enemy support to try and do it. But sadly, not really anything you could do right there.
Ooh, Xiye not feeling too good about the early damage, but knows he can somewhat step forward with the low mana bar here onto FoFo. Mlxg finally feels like he overstayed his welcome. 3 assists deep as he goes back.
You overstay your welcome when there's no more camps for you to clear on the bottom side. He took everything away from Karsa on that. And since Uzi got the 3 kills and has the Dirk, he gets to play up in lane, and they get to play to this pressure side of the map.
And look at that positioning. BeBe's like, no double ups for me, please. I will stay at least 600-700 range behind these minions. Oh, never mind.
He wanted to try one just to see how it felt.
How's that taste?
Not great.
Staying safe. That heal may be coming up very soon for him. Flash is almost there.
Yeah, Meiko getting reported for missing that CS for his AD carry.
Yeah, as the Thresh, always looks like...
It is the worst feeling ever because you know when the AD carry pings the minion, he's like, you should take this, and as the Thresh, you start sweating, you're super nervous, you're like, do not miss this last hit. And then you mess it up.
Yeah, I think I was playing autofill support one time, and I picked Thresh, and I missed the cannon minion, and the guy literally told me to never go for another one.
Exactly. You don't get
Never
the last
try
hit.
it again. He's like, you lost all privileges to even attempt going for the cannon.
It's too much pressure, honestly.
This is what we deal with.
I like that from Meiko. Meiko actually stepped in front of that cannon minion that SwordArt tried to kill with his Q to give over to BeBe. So small things like that, denying a lot of gold.
Good ward, top lane. Yeah, all the action on bottom side just means that 957 has been kind of farming alone on top side and is currently winning pretty hard over Ziv.
Yeah, you adjusting to what happened last time. They saw him, so Mlxg is here.
Oh, Karsa just left.
It's a stun as well for
Where's the tippers?
Ziv's close. They got to be careful when they do this. They're either going to waste a little bit of time and go before or after he hits or before, and it looks like they're just going to...
Yeah, I mean, if Ziv hits the Mega Gnar and he's in melee range to kill the last minions, then he's pretty far up the lane, but 957 can just land the tippers. Oh, can also just not land the tippers.
Yeah.
There's a lot to CS here. As
Come
a
on,
jungler,
just shoot that tippers in his face.
And now goes
Yeah,
in. Nice little hop over.
as
He
a
felt
jungler,
it.
I'm always like, you're wasting my time. But I don't always understand that there's a big minion wave there you got to CS.
That gang sucks.
Oh, I think it's the first few times as well. 957 had kind of just walked up to auto Ziv.
Ooh.
Saying, what is this positioning? I might be getting ganked. A little Emperor's Divide miss there as Xiye sidesteps it, keeps himself clean.
I mean, we talked about what it looked like when Karsa and Ziv teamed up. Mlxg and 957, they definitely remember last game, and they're trying to make sure that doesn't happen.
He's so wary of what's going on. Or weary, I should say.
I just love that everyone is so aggressive in this game here. Like, I want to keep seeing these players challenge each other mechanically.
Except for the bottom lane. I feel like BeBe's
That's
just
a little
like,
bit
nope,
unfair.
I'm out of here.
That is a little bit unfair.
Yobu's ghost played at 7 minutes.
Yeah, but you have a control ward. That means you're the better team player.
I disagree. Damage helps the whole team at this point. I know as a support, you just control wards everywhere. Really want it, but
Ziv almost ready to Gnar out again. Remember, he didn't ult in the last one.
957
He
has
also
stun.
didn't flash. That's right against the wall. Ziv could be huge here. Oh, it slams him right into the bramble pit. Meiko's about to go down, but he gets himself to safety. Mlxg's on the other side, waiting to get back in. And that's going to be the hit for 957 as he throws down Tibbers.
And FoFo just doesn't have the damage at this point. LPL with a fantastic play there to pick up more kills for themselves.
And I love they're using the Annie in the early game. Just come on, get in there, start some fights. Tibbers was huge straight onto Karsa early on. Really nothing LMS could do to win the fight. And they're down over 2,000 gold at basically 9 minutes in the game. Oh, he's even gonna lose his Raptor camp. That's unfair.
He's out. And Karsa actually almost 2 levels behind. You can see Mlxg close to level 6.
Slowly moving towards FoFo. Look how much pressure he has. I mean, Karsa can't even come down and say, yeah, we'll toy with this.
Yeah, but that actually means, because he shoved him out, we'll talk about it in a second here. Mlxg gets out, takes a lot of damage, but the burst on the Karsa, that's huge, because he would have been alive for this follow-up stun from Ziv and would have been able to put out damage, but they all get out 2 for 0.
Poor SwordArt had to run all the way from base to try and join the fight, and then they went in without him. Died without him as well, and he just joined and hit 1 Q, and that was it. Back to the bottom lane. Got the boots, though. Both guys down there. Good synergy. I like it.
Painful even for the support to find he has a Sightstone already, and he's still getting chunked out. Taking stock of the CS, 84 to 66 towards that top side. 957 adding a little bit of pressure as Mlxg has visited a few times. FoFo playing with some ghosts as CA makes his way in and out of the jump.
And I like the Ghost Blade
Yeah.
here from Uzi. Just speed yourself up so you can actually land more pokes.
I saw him just rushing down, and then I saw BeBe get half HP with FoFo.
Exactly.
Big damage. It's going to be 200 HP now.
He was
One
almost
more
up.
Singe. Oh, he missed the Emperor's Divide!
I don't even know
He
if
also-
that's the right direction, wrong direction. It wouldn't have mattered.
Did he flash in place?
He definitely flashed after and still also died. That's another kill in mid lane.
Didn't see him flash on his Emperor's Divide.
Look at this, so much pressure bottom, but yeah, he flashed after, and the Q was already on him. This LeBlanc, the comfort for Xiye, coming up huge.
I mean, it's all going in the way of LPL at the moment. Bot lane, you got your 3 kills. MF, they can just speed yourself up to land the Q. Mid lane, you have your LeBlanc here taking the 1v1. FoFo taking so much damage, and then the ulti in the end goes the wrong way. And the flash when you already have the Q in the air. Everything went wrong right there.
That's a fumble. That's a big fumble, but
The five-finger fumblerooski.
look at this turret. This turret, oh! Ooh. Yeah.
Is that the sound that makes?
Ah, it's a lot of damage. You can make any sound at that point, and it's still going to hurt just as much.
See what the push is. It is a Mountain Drake first, hasn't actually drawn any pressure as the lanes are still kind of weighing the power that each other have. So far, the LPL starting to get a little bit more of that on their side, you could say. Traded over a blue buff here for Xiye as he heads back to mid. Around the rest of the map, 106 to 77 for Uzi against BeBe in that bot lane here, and we expected that to kind of go BeBe's favor, farming with one of his best champions. Maybe we'd have in the wheelhouse.
Unlucky level 1. Definitely hurt him quite a bit. Even though he got 2 kills from it.
Say that. Oh, Tibbers comes out. No quick stun on that one. Ziv under the turret. Cataclysm. To put the nail in the coffin on that one. It will not be enough, even with a bit of triumph there for Mlxg. He goes down. Ziv picks ones up, but it is a 2-4.
Yeah, I feel like
the assist kill.
I feel like the order there for 957 on the stun was slightly off. I think he may have just W'd, and it was a stun that was supposed to be on the Tibbers instead, but we'll see it again. He does have Hex Flash, though, so he can keep making plays like that, keep flashing forward. I like it.
Very respectful here from SwordArt, not interrupting the recall. Yeah, like, yeah, you deserve this one. Go back.
Okay. Bit of damage. He's waiting for
Ziv.
Ziv in the long run. He's going to get himself to the brush. Now he can kind of consider the 2v1 situation. If Ziv doesn't get the slowdown, he's in a much better situation. No mana there. And the charge for the stun. How unfortunate, but good for the LMS. Now they look for one. Xiye turns around that kill. And this could actually be Ziv coming up.
Uzi's here.
One chain is not going to be enough. Yes, it is. Uzi's able to pick up that retribution kill for 957.
He has so much movement speed.
Oh,
No.
Just off to the corner.
Ooh, he's going straight towards mid lane. Mlxg is around as well.
Pressure. Constantly pressure. You talked about mid-game composition. Mid-game came early, baby. He's just constantly pressuring.
When you snowball from level 1, it's looking pretty great for your team. Uzi, 4 kills at the moment. Another serrated Dirk coming in. The amount of damage he can deal on a double up is kind of crazy. Probably takes about half, if not more, of BeBe's HP, especially if he actually lasted the minion and gets the full crit with it. BeBe is probably back in base.
Oh, yeah, man. BeBe's like, I am not going to be anywhere near that Miss Fortune.
And just a few steps ahead already, you can see LPL ready to take the top turret and be in the top side jungle for the red buff. 1-2, stand beside me, doesn't work. That's the initial damage onto SwordArt. Only slows through the rest of the box. SwordArt stays alive. And a great job by LMS to collapse, but they are collapsing under pressure. Only protect their turrets.
Yeah, everybody just kind of scattering, trying to get out. There's just so much damage so early for the LPL team. You can see they're on this tier 2 top, and they might be able to pressure it here and get it. Oh, the Hex Flash.
Over the wall.
Into an auto attack on a tower.
If you could spook somebody enough, get them to flash away, it's worth it.
He's also going in even if it isn't the stun. He's got the bright light, so he's looking to slow. Ziv saves himself for the flash. And Karsa is going to be there to help as well. They're trying to kind of flex their muscles and say, yeah, we care that you're here. We'll try to fight, but I feel like LPL knows they can win that fight still and aren't really giving LMS the respect.
They should win every single fight at the moment, as long as they're not completely outnumbered. And obviously, if you fight around where Uzi is, you kind of have a pretty fit AD carry to help you. We haven't even seen him kill anyone with ulti yet. It's just been him kind of walking in, land a few easy shots, and pick up some more kills.
He's pretty close, too, to having that dust play. He's sitting on about 1,500 gold right now. 2 item spike in about 16 minutes is probably when he'll land it with FoFo. Wow. There's a lot of damage.
I'm saying, no, that's why we don't see Zoe.
Because this LeBlanc, I guess, but also the ban came through.
Yeah.
Anyway, doesn't matter. Uzi, his top target.
Oh, baby!
Over the wall! Hex Flash for the bash. Here comes the other bash brother. Mlxg is able to finalize that one, and they can't close the distance through the Cataclysm, but now finally taking the last few steps forward. Bullet time! As Uzi lets it ride, and that's going to be SwordArt and BeBe down.
All those control wards in the jungle, and suddenly you can use Hex Flash in so many creative ways, so many different walls you can get over, either move in for a flank or just get straight in and land the tippers in the face. Great use of the Annie here from 957, and LPL running over the LMS at the moment.
Yeah, and the Gnar was blind picked. Typically, you know, we're talking 2017 Season 7. You can blind pick it and it'll be fine. Well, right now, this Annie was able to get a CS lead in lane, and now it's transitioning. You can see that. On to BeBe, chunk to half. Mlxg on the backside picking him up. And then Uzi just waiting it out. Waiting for SwordArt. Get a little bit closer. And there's the Q. And even the heal from FoFo wasn't enough.
They're fighting again, by the way.
Uzi, though.
Fortunate. SwordArt low. Oh, the backline. Nice hit. Mlxg and Uzi pops up. They have to be careful of BeBe. Xiye over the wall. Gets his own fight on the backline. Getting turret shot as well. A little messy here from the LPL, but they're still able to clean up their food as they play with it just a little bit.
No MF ult this time around, even though there's like 3 members super low. He could try to kill, but he used it before. Xiye, meanwhile, jumped over that wall, and mid lane tower's gonna go down. 16 minutes into the game. Standard, you have about 12 kills and kill 4 towers. Normal game for an LPL team.
Also fully warded towards the top. Your AD carry split pushing bottom. Everything you would expect to be happening right now at 9,000 gold in the lead.
And this is what you're expected from the LPL. Fast-paced games, a lot of fighting early on, constantly just at each other's throats and mechanically outplaying fights. Because you think about that level 1, that was the LMS opting into that level 1. They were the ones who invaded the LPL.
And kept going.
And then they were the ones who turned it.
Lantern out for safety. As Uzi knows they're getting a little too far for comfort, but there's the first Drake of the game to be picked up. Most of the action has actually happened on LMS's side of the map, so they have to go back. And here's the fight in the jungle.
This was actually insane, because right here, it almost looks like they're going to be able to turn around. Uzi actually takes a large damage chunk here from the kick. And then BeBe goes after Mlxg, doesn't completely chase him down, and then Xiye misses the chain, but still almost 100 to 0's BeBe in a combo.
Oh, and no MF ult, man. Feels bad. It would have looked so good right there, but they get 1 kill. You know, you can't get too greedy. Take what you can get.
Uzi does have that blade now and his Swifties to keep himself mobile. You see all the damage in that fight.
And it's fun actually now that it's the MF that's so far ahead in this game and not the Klepto Ezreal on the other side. Because normally he's the guy getting all that extra gold and getting far ahead. I mean, BeBe already got 2 full items and we are not even 20 minutes in. So it's not like he's weak at the moment. The problem is just how much stronger the other guy is because he's sitting on 5 kills. And his entire team is basically extremely fed at this point.
See where they decide to go from here. Meiko and the team doing a very nice job at keeping top control. They know Rift Herald is going to be that next big objective, and they're kind of just...
you got to get that one with you.
It's all right. They got about 40 seconds.
Okay,
They're good.
Okay, yeah.
Got time.
Meiko's like, he dropped this.
I'll get it. Don't worry. Good guy support. Remember that. Uzi making his way forward. Knows he has the Lantern just behind him to stay safe here. And the LPL doing a very good job at not allowing LMS to even find a way back through.
Man, I was like, that's next level from Meiko. What you do is you throw the guy a Lantern near the Rift Herald spot. If he's clicking over there, he's going to take the Lantern over, and then you just waltz on it, get it yourself every time. Try that, Riv. I know you play a ton of Thresh.
I will.
Because people don't normally click on the Lantern.
Yeah.
Kind of forget it.
Just put it in their path, right?
Still doesn't work. Infernal Drake is coming up next. That'll be pretty good for a little bit more damage the LPL wants to put on these fights. But I mean, at this point, they don't need it.
This game might even be over before the Infernal Drake spawns.
Exactly.
We gotta wait a few minutes, and there's enough ways to start a fight here. And just Tibbers into MF ult.
Oh, there's a Baron coming up right now.
There's Shelly.
They used her in the mid lane. They're gonna push. They'll probably get this turret before Shelly actually can make contact with it.
Oh, kill it before.
Oh, saves the HP.
Yep.
Block the poke.
Shelly's still going. Uno Mas. Let's see how much damage they can put onto this one.
They try to kill her. Go
Almost hooking over to FoFo. Meiko definitely would have taken that. There's no flanks here to come in from any of the LMS members. They do have teleports, but they really don't have the positioning. Or I think they'll want to fight right now. They're waiting for a big LPL mistake if there is to be.
I mean, at this point in the game, it almost needs to be a mistake around Baron. Otherwise, it should be impossible to lose it. And all the LPL members pinging at the Baron right now. That is the next big one. And start it, take the fight, kill the objective, and then go win the game.
That's what I love about the LPL as well. Whenever I watch them and there's a Baron bait, it's always there's going to be a big fight, or they're going to take the Baron anyway and get the big fight afterwards. None of that, you know, okay, maybe the 60-40 is bad. It's like, nah, we trust that we're good enough that we'll be able to actually get the 60-40 almost every time.
slow pushes down towards the bottom side now. 957 cleaning up the waves. Teleports are ready on both sides. And just look at the confidence. Uzi stepping up. Yeah, Meiko's behind him, but anything to hit there. Uzi's still squishy enough to be zeroed out by a Lee Sin. And as Mlxg pushing forward, they had lost vision on the bottom side of the map here, but keeping consistent so LMS cannot stop any of this snowball. Where is kind of the comeback potential? We said it's a mistake, but is it protecting FoFo in that mistake? Is it making sure Ziv can get a good ult on a mispositioning mistake?
It's everything that could possibly go right, going right for the LMS, and then some. Like, they'd have to do it twice.
Top to bottom.
That'd be like, you get a clean Baron steal, and you clean up the people in the back of the pit.
That's actually
like,
a great point. They have to
so
do it
hard.
twice. They have almost the time left. 10 minutes they have to fight cleanly.
The flash tables misses. Uzi ults the wrong way.
Spills water on the keyboard. Yeah, everything would have to go wrong.
A lot of stuff, at least. In this case here, LMS is sitting very far back. I feel like if you are LPL, just place a few wards behind that Baron wall, start that Baron, and just flash over when they show up, and you're going to kill them.
Yeah, but this is kind of a testament to, we were talking about how the LMS were kind of checking all the boxes in the last game. They were so far ahead, and they were like, okay, let's go top, let's do siege, let's get the inhibitor, go mid, and they were playing it incredibly slow. And you can see the LPLs checking all the boxes too. Let's get Uzi that red, let's go take their blue buff on the bottom side, and the Baron's been up for a few minutes now, even though they've been able to potentially control the top side of the map. Yeah. They've just been like, okay, let's get everything on the bottom side first, and now let's look at the top.
She is sitting in the Raptor camp, not in a brush. She's not actually hiding in a brush. She's just around the wall, hoping someone peeks in to place a ward, maybe. Trying to kill Karsa is now also hiding.
Down bottom, Tipper's used.
Ooh, Gnar out. Actually, quite a big thing here. Teleport's still up, as we said before, but now that will not be up for a fight. If a hook does hit, you won't see any slams against the wall coming in from Ziv. He takes a moment to get back, refresh. This is pressure from 957 continues in that bot lane. Xiye looking for a hit onto FoFo.
Where's my kills, though?
Yeah.
Very, very tentative before that initiation comes in for both teams.
Been a few minutes since we've seen a big kill in this game. After basically level 1 action into 20 minutes of non-stop fights. LPL slowing down a little bit, trying to either get up one kill and then Baron, or set up the perfect Baron play, but again, they don't need to. They have enough ways to start the fight.
Oh.
She is looking for it.
Doesn't look like he got the initial hit there to start getting the passive. 957 split push Annie. Here comes Uzi.
Look at all this damage.
And Uzi has Infinity Edge now too. Complete. He pretty much, he had a BF sword and then he full bot the rest of that Infinity Edge. He's almost 100 CS up himself. He's 90 right now.
Brought his Dynamite coupon book. Take Braum, take everything, deny some vision, and really True Shot Barrage is the only vision right now. If Farsight is down, right now BeBe has one, and that's about the only one in the team of the wards they can get pretty far out on the map to stay safe. The security here for LMS that they have laid down is just letting, I'm sorry, the LPL is letting them know where the LMS is.
They want to fight now. Ooh, they got FoFo and Karsa.
Bit of a pinch. Emperor's Divide. Huge damage on his Xiye. He goes down immediately. One mistake happening. 957 now about to go down. That's two mistakes. Meiko and Uzi still want to try the fight as Tibbers going a little angry after 957 goes down.
You asked the question, Riv. Step 1 happened. Step 2?
I think there might be a step 3 coming up as well. That's a forced cataclysm by Mlxg.
Oh,
he tries to get out. The kill to Mlxg does come through from BeBe. And the game might be turning around somewhat. I'd say that's one of the 2 fights LMS needs to be winning.
I mean, yeah, they just got 3 kills. They're delaying any sort of Baron setup. The LPL has just kind of been walking around for the last 5 minutes, not really knowing exactly where they want to be or who they want to kill. And they double TP in.
They double TP'd in. Then it's the push back from FoFo and the TP to flank here from Ziv. Everybody just collapsed on this.
Yeah, it's kind of 2v5 because the rest of the LPL team didn't have teleport. Yeah. They were running to the fight.
That was the WE members going, let's go, let's get in there. You know? But it ended up costing a lot there. But I feel like it's still, in the grand scheme of things, not a whole bunch, because there's still 10,000 gold up for the LPL. They got 3 kills off the back of that, but you can still see nothing like the Baron was taken for the LMS. And they're still in a position where they're looking to get that Azir to late game.
I mean, yeah, and that's kind of the thing. It's just delaying the game. It's not putting the LMS back in the driving seat. It's like literally just delaying when the Baron will die. And that Baron is kind of what you need to push all the way into the base and finish the game. So, yeah, FoFo gets a bit more time. BeBe right now should be sitting on almost 3 fully completed items. He's just kind of mixing it up a little bit, but he's getting there very soon. And the LMS are now hiding in this brush down here, near the bottom side. Ziv is baiting. He's like, come on, guys. Hit me. Chase me.
LMS is just rush baiting. That's what they can do right now.
Sadly, there's no reason to be on bottom side for the LPL teams that are like, we'll just go to Baron.
Taking stock of CS inventories, pretty much getting close to max build. Still a few more that can fit in the items of the AD carries, as well as the potion. A few of the mid laners that they can get out of there. So still a bit of scaling to happen for both teams. If LPL loses these fights, still have a chance to make their way back in. But at 12,000, 11,000 gold, there's not much of a chance they're going to lose this next one. Already trying to initiate from the Baron Pit, as it is just a tiptoe race, if you will, just to get this vision.
SwordArt currently sitting without any wards on his Sightstone. That's why he has to place that control ward over the pit, just to spot if anything is happening. So LPL should know this. Okay, there is no additional wards on the enemy support other than 1 control ward left. If you keep baiting now, it's very limited how much you can actually place over that wall and get vision. So keep baiting near the Baron, force the LMS to come face check.
It's just one thing after another. There's the Ezreal ulti. They still have a blue trinket. They'll wait a few seconds. There's the blue trinket.
Now. Karsa is sitting with 2 wards on his side. The control ward just came down from SwordArt. That was the last one. Kill that one and keep baiting.
They're so blind here. LMS are just, they're pretty much just feeling around. Like, where are they?
Miming out the space, what's in front of them, and the vision already getting denied and replaced as the ward war and this dance for Baron continues. 27 minutes of the game. SwordArt getting caught as he goes a little too high to get that vision alone. A very scary thing to do in these situations. Gets himself out alive, but they did use the summoner heal coming out from FoFo. Now they're retreating, everything in defense for LMS as the Emperor's Divide shuts off one entry in for the LPL. BeBe, bad spot for him as he gets himself to safety with the Arcane Shift and Flash. Summoner spells are just being used up all over for LMS right now.
Yeah, the LMS in full retreat there, chunked out on a whole bunch of those members, especially BeBe having to use both summoner spells to even survive and get out. And that might be the LPL looking to start the Baron here finally. BeBe didn't back. They didn't back. They're still here.
Very low.
Xiye over. He's still going to take Baron aggro. One last hit actually goes for the back spikes. Nice movement by 957 and Tibbers to keep that safety for his mid laner.
So they delay the game again. This Baron, we're now 28 minutes into the game. A team was over 10,000 gold ahead at the 20-minute mark, and they have not been able to kill the Baron. That is actually kind of crazy. So the LMS, 3 items very soon coming in on these carries. They have actually a fairly tanky Gnar at this point in the game as well, and they are hoping they can find a few more fights to delay the game.
Yeah, and you're even seeing, I was watching this longsword that was in Uzi's inventory after he got the BF sword that went into the Infinity Edge, and he actually sold it because he went Infinity Edge, he went into Rapid Fire Cannon, had the longsword, sold it for 2 control wards because it's like, we need to get this damn Baron. We need more wards to deny vision from the LMS to actually bait them into us.
Recognizing, as Deficio said earlier, that those wards aren't in the favor of LMS. They're being forced to stay out too long on the map. And right now, that only control ward, the same one is still, I believe, the same one. It's still there with SwordArt. He obviously could have repurchased.
I mean, so we're
it looks a little dirty, though.
We're waiting for like that huge tippers into that huge MF ulti or a pick maybe. They're trying here on Ziv.
Gunblade slow, chain lock, another one,
no
and more
available.
chains possibly coming out. That's the lockdown. Ziv is down. What is the movement
LMS
from the LPL?
Baron, but there's double TP up. I feel like they couldn't do this in time.
All right, LPL. Get an inhib, get a Baron, one of the two. You just killed the enemy top laner.
Ooh.
He's down for another 37 seconds.
They are looking for just straight assassinations here. A little bit of early damage on the turret before the minions get there, and they're still able to successfully take that down. Inhibitor is now open in the mid lane, 30 minutes in. FoFo's trying to back from the top, but Mlxg is keeping him at bay, and they are going to be able to finalize the damage. Actually, 957 walking away, gets the last hit there.
And that's going to give him a lot of mid lane pressure and priority to keep going to that Baron, keep looking for those picks, potentially pick up the Baron. Mountain Drake will help with that too.
Double Mountain Drake, huge goal lead.
What more do you need?
You almost can't you know, mess up at the Baron at this point with this amount of gold and the 2 Mountain Drakes and Uzi being so fed with 4 items. Like, close your eyes, just burn down the Baron in 2 seconds. LMS cannot react in time.
What a switch in game control from game 1 to game 2 as well. LMS with all the Drakes, now LPL with all the Drakes, and they're in control of the game. But how much control as they're kind of hitting a roadblock after finding their way in and out of the base, and they finally open that up a little bit with mid.
It just shows how much both these teams really want to win this best of 5 in the finals here, because they don't want to lose to the other one for sure. They're just sitting there like, all right, we are the best dream team. Let's lock it in here. And the LMS, after being so serious and taking game 1, LPL are firing back.
It felt like the start of the game was like, okay, now to have
Here
a
we
bit
go.
of fun. You know, this is all-star. Just all in level 1, see what you can do. But then,
Unfortunately, they used it all there.
only a little bit per game.
Only just a tad. You only get a little stipend. Everybody staying power in numbers here for LMS. Very much the smart thing to do. It seems like LPL is a little bit happier with Mlxg initiating from range. They can still follow up as they are lasting a little bit longer in these fights, giving them a few more options for getting in. Wards in, wards out, as the vision is almost instantly cleared here. But great that they can actually start protecting the pink wards that they're putting down.
You're just kind of waiting for 957 to get flash. I think it is ready now for the next fight. And now you can start it, flash over that wall, smack the tippers in their face, and Karsa won't even be able to steal it then.
Baron's just a facilitator now. He's Mlxg and Meiko get over the wall where they want to be.
I take back everything I said about the 60-40. Not happening this game.
So we're not going to Vegas this weekend?
Nope.
All right. Next weekend, I should say.
Actually,
Weekend's over.
go to Vegas, but I'll only play a hand when I have a really good probability of winning. But hold on.
Oh, see the hand they play here against SwordArt, and that's going to be the Glacial Fisher thrown out reactively. LMS has to back off now, but that's not something that'll just make do Baron. There's still a 50-50.
Still, I mean, you can definitely go for the Baron. You have Thresh to stop a Lee Sin from getting in.
No!
You have a Tipper, oh no, just a stun from Annie. Like, there's a lot of ways to stop Karsa from trying to steal this. They have 2 members now waiting behind the Baron pit. Karsa is on his way. There we go.
Ooh.
That's a good way to stop him. There you go.
And that's going to be Baron. Smite away by Meiko. He gets to take that down. They do lose Karsa as they try it again, but LPL has been waiting very patiently for that setup, I'd say, for the last 13 minutes.
Slow and steady, even after their 11,000 gold lead. But now the guy.
I feel like this is a bit of a reverse today for Uzi, because I remember in the 5v5s he was smiling, and then the 1v1s he wasn't smiling. Today, he was smiling in the 1v1s, won them against Bjergsen, and now he's just dead serious, like, we need to win this game. We can't lose this.
He's 5-0-3. He is in that Uzi mode after a loss, if you would say, that he's able to control the game.
Oh, I like it.
Ziv a little too far out, waltzing back. He is a big boy in that Mega Gnar, and it's going to be the hit up onto Meiko. He's going to stay healthy throughout this. Lock of the Iron Solari comes down to keep himself a little safe, but he does go down. Can they trade? Mlxg coming back up from the Guardian Angel. Oh! It looks like the fight does go in. Emperor's Divide instantly as FoFo leaves nothing up to chance. And Mlxg was just saying, guys, can you help me when I come back up? The answer is no.
That was the second time where they're like, okay, let's go in and just force the fight no matter what. Let's do it. And then they realized there was actually only 2 members in the fight. The remaining 3 were still running to try and join them. Uzi didn't get in there. And suddenly, that's 2 kills for the LMS.
And they got the flash from Mlxg as well. Flashed away BeFoFo with the Azir wall casting from the back of him. Just pushes him still.
Did they even have to use a summoner in that fight to just get 2 free kills? Nope. Seemed like they just picked up 2 for themselves.
Still,
So clean.
we're in that point where a lot still needs to go right for the LMS. We're getting to that point, though, where gold is going to start meaning less and less. Uzi, he's traded out like 3 items in this last slot here now on a QSS after the Vamp Scepter, after all this other stuff. So
Getting to that point where the viewers can hear that the casters are suddenly missing something new to talk about, because it's kind of the same deal over and over for the last 10, 15 minutes.
You don't say.
And we're just kind of waiting for the game to give us something. You know, we just got a big fight here. Meiko went in on his own. We had Mlxg join as well. Xiye was like, yeah, I'm actually out of here, guys. See ya. I don't even want to join this fight after the support dies. And Mlxg's like, no, we should go.
Hey, Uzi's like, I'm half a screen away, 3 screens away.
It's here now.
He finally gets here, but we have yet to see a setup of like a Jarvan ultimate into an ultimate from the Miss Fortune. And these flashes are just something that LPL haven't been playing constantly enough for them. Like, if you play for the flashes with the Jarvan ulti, you're like, all right, got 3 flashes, we're good. And then afterwards, you got to do it again, but they haven't been able to get that happening. Mostly because everybody has dashes.
It seemed like it was pretty miscommunicated as well, because 957 did flash for what Mlxg did in that fight. He's on Hex Flash now, so they were like, yeah, go! Oh, no, we didn't say that. Yeah, a little miscommunication as the game gets a little longer, a little more stressful for these guys playing, and they still have many more games to go.
The kickback, they got Meiko.
Meiko, nice job. Karsa with that late game Lee Sin pick. Wasn't able to do too much early, but now making a very nice impact for his team here in the base.
We gotta change our plan a little bit with the 2 steps to get back. It's not 2 fights to win, it's now been 3 to 4 small fights, just a few kills here and there.
Oh, I meant like big
aces.
We're talking like right by the Baron, the Elder Dragon, which is live right now.
If we combine all the small fights they've been winning, it's basically an ace. So that's 1.
You're getting there.
Yeah, they need another big one.
Yeah, right now though, it would be a 5-on-4 in favor of the LMS by the Elder Dragon, and you want to take that off the map because the LPL have 3 dragons themselves, and they don't have Meiko.
Well, will they actually start it right now? Because they're a little bit scared. There's, of course, no TP on Thresh. No summoner skill changes from him.
Now, looks like they're not going to do it. They're going to back, they're going to reset, and Meiko will be back up.
That was kind of your chance to like start it and then maybe turn and try and fight 4v5. Now you're kind of in that situation where it's the LPL who started. That's a good all-star Baron power play. Just give gold to the enemy team instead. I don't need
That's the futures market Baron play.
There, take that gold back.
Karsa, they spot him. Meiko's just going to try to zone Karsa. What's the HP? What's it at?
Oh, look at Xiye.
True shot barrage backwards to start off the fight coming in from BeBe. Ziv very low. BeBe low as well on the outside. Cataclysm in! Jarvan Quattro, Mlxg dunking him down, and he's still going to be going on to Ziv. Almost hits the Dragon Strike on that one. And they're going to get themselves out safely. Elder Drake going to the LPL.
That, I believe, was a double up that bounced to BeBe after Ziv jumped over the wall, chunked him out, and then Mlxg saw the opportunity and dunked him.
Did you say something about a true shot barrage backwards?
Well, I MF ult at least backwards, but I guess we'll take the other one.
Yeah.
Let's see this again one more time here, because I believe BeBe ended up getting double up off the back of Ziv here. Watch this. There it is. Bounce, bounce. Ooh. Yeah, definitely a double up bouncing off of Ziv as BeBe eats the other side of him.
Not the greatest fight in BeBe's career. As Riv highlighted, ult went the wrong way. Then you get smacked in the face by a double up, and suddenly you don't end up doing a whole lot. And the enemy AD carry did over 3,000.
Imagine if you add that damage to BeBe with Ziv in that fight. Definitely a different situation, but the double up I think still would have happened. And huge damage coming in from Uzi.
Probably still lost the fight. The LMS had a chance to start it with a 4v5, but they didn't. They hesitated. And suddenly, it's the LPL setting up with all 5 members. Xiye, I like the flank, hiding in the brush on the side. He wants some more.
Wants BeBe.
Right back to the base, right in LMS's face. Tibbers is going to hang out on the top side. No, they get the hook out of it. Kind of hiding it through Tibbers. SwordArt as well, very, very low. Glacial Fisher back as he goes down with the last sliver of health. And FoFo's got to take the long way around town. Uzi tries to let it ride, but he's still able to take down BeBe as he throws out the Q and gets the kill. They're going to be looking for the Nexus turrets, and they're going to be looking to even up this game if FoFo and Ziv can't stop them.
And the crowd knows it. The LPL very close to winning the game here with those kills, those 3 that they just picked up. Gonna try something here with Ziv, but FoFo into the fountain.
Nice play onto Ziv. Oh, turret lasers coming out to take down Mlxg, but there's enough damage. On the other side, the LPL still stands tall in LMS's base, and Uzi goes in. The 1-for-1 on that one. He even gives a little bit over to the team. They're gonna be taking down the Nexus, and the LPL will even up this Dream Team All-Star best of 5.
Oh, Karsa didn't get the kill in the end, but such a crazy start to the game. So fast-paced. LPL just ran over the LMS, but then suddenly everything slowed down. They got like super slow and steady. Don't want to risk anything, and it's fun to see the change in this game. Just as we hit the 20-minute mark of like, guys, slow down. This is too fast. Like, no, keep going, man.
Yeah, just up the tempo. But when you increase the pace of the game, you're more likely to have people not be on the same page. So they just slowed it down for like lower variance plays. And I feel like the start of the game is pretty much the highlight. Meiko with the multi-man Thresh flay backwards, and then the 3 kills going on to Uzi for serrated Dirk versus Tier. No combat stats in lane. If that Tier is like long swords or something else, maybe a little even, but Uzi was able to just smack BeBe all around.
So now we trying to just get more of the early game all the way through.
More of those 20 minutes. Gamble around the Baron. It's okay. You can do it. You are so far ahead. It's fine.
Maybe I'll go to Vegas with you. So to hear more about how the LPL tied this series, let's send it to Dash and the analysts.
Lose all your money.
Thank you very much, Riv. Deficio called it fast-paced and exciting. I'm going to turn to you guys and ask you to describe that game in one word. Azale?
It was a humdinger.
A humdinger.
Yeah.
Pava?
Garbage.
Garbage? Whoa, that went way further than I expected. Frostgrid, can you salvage this?
I was gonna say it was a bit zany. It was a bit fun.
A bit zany, a bit fun. All right. I mean, and I think that was all, you know, basically encapsulated in the ridiculous level 1 engagement that we had between these two teams. 5 kills within that level 1 skirmish, 3 to the LPL, 2 to the LMS. This replay brought to you by Acer Predator.
So Zirene said it on the cast, and we're gonna see it again. Meiko hits an incredible multi-man flay, and that's what really turns it around, although BeBe on the back half of it does do an incredible job. But this is at the moment where, at this point, you turn to your coach and you go, can we reset the scrim, guys? Like, can we play this one over? Because at this point, no one wants to play this game. You just gave away 2 kills to 180 carry, 3 kills to the other one, and from this situation, you're like, what do we even do here?
I was really impressed with BeBe on the backhand, like you mentioned, though, the ability to actually chase down and get the kill on Mlxg, ends up going down. Serrated Dirk to start the laning phase for Miss Fortune is about the most pain you can ever be inflicted on. But the game went on so long from here, Azale, and that's kind of why I had to choose my words.
So I'm starting to understand fast pace in the sense that that's the way it started. And in terms of the amount of action that we had in this game, there was a ton. Sure. But you're right in that the actual game length, the game time continued to extend.
I mean, it was a fun game, don't get me wrong, but the execution, the amount of rope the LPL had to hang themselves here was miles long. And yet they kept going on and on, not being able to take objectives, not being able to close out a game that could have been done.
So garbage and fun are not mutually exclusive.
No, definitely not. Definitely
All right, that's what I've learned from this analyst.
I can say something really mean here.
Okay, let's not say that, and let's say something less than mean.
Okay, so the thing is that you have 2 Mountain Drakes, you have an Infernal Drake, you have a 10k gold lead, and you have Annie with Tibbers. Like, your ability to do Baron should be so easy. But I don't know if it's because the LPL just like smiled at the LMS and the LMS smiled back, and we were getting a little bit, you know, wonky where it's like, I don't want to do the Baron. I actually just want to kill these guys repeatedly, because that's what it felt like. Like, they kept going for these weird picks, you know, hiding in the brushes, overextending, trying to just kind of flex or flash or style on your opponent, as opposed to just play the clean play, which is what extended us for about 15 minutes.
But they did shore up a few of the weaknesses drafting-wise that you had pointed out in game 1, right? Which is that they at least have tools to start fights. They have a Jarvan, they have an Annie with Hex Flash, they have a Thresh, right? So there are ways to initiate fights and actually create action for this LPL squad.
You know that. I'm not sure they knew that, because you didn't need to be clean around the Baron. Put down some wards, stop flashing. You had the gold, you had the champions, and yet the fact that this game went 40 minutes is just absurd.
I mean, they had double Mountain Infernal and I think a 14,000 gold lead, and it took them about 15 minutes to do the Baron, something like that.
They needed a tactical pause. So the coach come in and say, guys.
So then let me ask you this, because all 3 of you said that the LPL would walk away with the victory, and they did pick up the victory here, leaving us to 1-1. But I'm going to ask you to kind of reevaluate your confidence in your predictions based on the way that these 2 teams have shown up to play today.
See, I thought that this was going to be a very serious game, that, you know, it was going to be the exact same thing that we saw across from the LCK, that the LPL were going to take a deep breath, really set their feet. But I can already tell from the picks what type of series this is going to be. This is about the signature picks. This is about playing flashy. This is about styling on your opponent. Every single one of those champions for the LPL are all their home signature picks. You had Meiko's Thresh. You had the Annie in the top lane. You had Xiye on his LeBlanc. So, like I said, I don't think this is going to be the cleanest series, but it is going to be a quite explosive one.
It has to get better, right? It can't get worse by the LPL.
Do you want me to answer that question?
They're 1-1. The execution has to be better.
Yes.
So I'm going to say, I said 3-1. I'm going to stick with 3-1, but game 3 could be anything.
Yeah, I mean, I have faith that they can close this one out better. And also, like we were saying, they're probably just having some fun. They're not as serious. This is not a 5-man team that is practicing all year long, right? So
it's All-Stars.
they're all on
This is
different
exactly
pages. It's
what we
All-Stars.
wanted.
They're trying to get some kills. Definitely a humdinger.
Definitely a humdinger, to say the least. I mean, LMS going to get side selection. Haven't received word just yet on where they'll go, but I would have to assume blue side, just based on, you know, the pattern established by both teams and win percentages. And so if they do elect to go back to blue side, where could the LPL from red side learn from game 1 mistakes in drafting and still come out with advantages through that champ select?
The high priority of Ashe was one of the big problems that I had within game number 1. I also feel that they already showed their hand that
No more Rammus?
Yeah, well,
maybe?
it's not necessarily the Rammus. Xiye does not play Xerath. Xerath was open this entire time. It was another Azir. He chose to pick the LeBlanc into it. So this is already showcasing that even if Xerath is left open, it's not a priority for the LPL, which means that perhaps FoFo could punish that.
I think you find initiation from somewhere that isn't AD carry. Ashe went for initiation champion. They had Xerath in the first game. That didn't work. They need to find initiation. Annie into Nara makes sense. Annie blind doesn't. So as long as they have a real initiator from a solo lane, and then that really starts to reset some of the problems we had with the game 1 draft.
All right, we're stepping away, but this series between the LMS and the LPL continues after the break. Don't go anywhere.